Well, good afternoon, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chris Thomas. I'm a Director of One Accounting here in Edinburgh. It's midday on Tuesday, so I hope you've all had a productive morning, and indeed I hope you've had a good summer and are enjoying some decent weather and also the Commonwealth Games, which is over in Glasgow at the moment. So it's a new approach today. We've done a number of webinars focusing on accounting tips, tax tips, and looking at accounting cloud software such as Free Agent and Xero. But it's a new approach today, and I'm delighted to be joined by Fiona Riding of iMultiply Resourcing, who are a specialist accounting and finance recruitment firm based here in Edinburgh as well. And quoting from their website, their vision is to make recruiting and job hunting rewarding. So we've certainly seen some good signs of recovery amongst our own client base this year. And it's still true to say that businesses need to watch what they spend, but equally important to recruit and retain good staff to help their businesses grow. So to use a bit of a business cliche, it's all about getting the right people on the bus and, importantly, putting them on the right seats on that bus as well. So we believe that using a recruitment firm is certainly an investment rather than an expense. So Fiona is going to take us through a 15-minute presentation on 5 ways to get the best from a recruitment company, and then I'll come back and chat a bit later. So without any further ado, I'd like to hand over to Fiona.
That's lovely. Thank you, Chris, for the lovely introduction. Just get my details up for me. There we go. Hopefully everybody can see my screen now. So hello and welcome to our first webinar. It's about how to get the best out of a recruitment company. So it's with myself. I'm Fiona Riding. I'm the Operations Manager at iMultiply Resourcing, and I One Accounting. So first thing first, why would you use an agency? I mean, what will an agency do for you? A good recruitment agency should do the following. They will save you time. So this includes advertising, so writing adverts, posting adverts online, managing the response, also CV sifting, so finding and selecting the best candidates, shortlisting, screening and initial interviews. We meet all our candidates face to face. We also do references, so we reference check all our candidates too. A good agency should also save you money, is the key one. Agencies are a predictable cost, the fee being agreed beforehand. Agencies absorb advertising costs, so the advert is paid for by the agency. A single advert on some job boards can cost around £400 plus that, sometimes even more. An agency can also offer a rebate period, so most agencies will offer this for their clients. So if for any reason a new hire unfortunately doesn't work out, all or a part of the fee can be refunded. And this, of course, depends on how long the person's been working for the employer. And some agencies may also offer a full replacement. Is not only experienced, but also reference checked and ready to start. Our agencies have access to the people that you need. So they've got access to a large number of both active and passive job seekers. And we use social media, referrals, networking, all of that to try and find the very best people on the market. We've also got access to job seekers that employers won't be able to reach just from posting a job ad out. We've also got the expertise. I mean, it's our job. It's our job to find the very best people. Agencies are a good source of information, so it's useful to know if you're pitching your opportunity at the right level. We've got market information, competitor information. We can sell your business to candidates in the best light. We can advise on things like job titles, job specifications, and we've also got the inside story with the candidate as well, so we can advise on any potential counter-offer situations or anything like that. So on to our next tip. What can you do to make sure you get the very best from the recruitment agency? Well, it sounds simple, but choose the right agency for your business. I mean, it can be hard to decide because there's so many to choose from, but a good place to start would be to consider the following. Do they have similar values to your own? So the agency that you choose to represent you and your brand, they will be speaking to candidates, and they'll be doing this on your behalf. So it's important to make sure that the values are aligned and that candidates are treated in the way that you would like them to be. How do the agencies attract job seekers and those out on the market? Do they post an advert and hope for the best? Do they network? Do they get referrals? Do they use social media? You know, what's their strategy? Do they specialise in what you're looking for and what your business does? I mean, a specialist will offer a greater understanding of your requirements. They'll have access to more suitable candidates and also take a little bit more of a consultative approach. And they can also offer market insight too. And if you're ever wondering what your competitors are paying their staff, a specialist agency would know the answer to that. What credentials does the consultant you're dealing with have? I mean, what's their background? You know, what have they done in the past? Did they work with your competitors? Have they filled, or successfully filled, you know, similar roles in the past? Look them up on LinkedIn, you know, check them out. Don't rely on a brand name alone if you are using a high-profile recruitment company, because there's no guarantee of success. How many recruitment companies do you want to work with? How many calls, you know, meetings and CVs do you want to get? Something to keep in mind is that the more competitive a role is, the less quality time a recruitment consultant will want to spend working on it. They will give priority to vacancies that they have a higher chance of filling. So a wee top tip on this one is definitely less is more. Now, on to our next key point, meeting the agency. Now, it may sound time-consuming. This will actually save you time. Definitely make time for a meeting. A 30-minute meeting with the recruitment consultant can make all the difference between getting the right candidate and those who you feel maybe aren't quite hitting the mark. Obviously, we want to make sure that we get the candidates right first time. So arm the consultant with everything we need to know about the role and the opportunity, because the consultant will be representing your brand. And I'm speaking to candidates and people about your company and your role, and you want a good, strong message going out to the market. Remember that a consultant is more likely to sell your opportunity and company better if they've met you in person. So, top tip here, face-to-face meeting is essential. Now, on to my next point. This is a key one, negotiation. Don't be afraid to negotiate with your recruitment agency, but do keep in mind you do get what you pay for. The cheaper option's not necessarily the best. The consultants will invest more time in filling vacancies that they're going to get a, you know, higher return for them. But it is important to make sure that you're also getting good value, and make sure that you're happy with what you're getting from them. Okay. Key point here: set expectations, negotiate up front, make sure that everyone's happy and knows what to expect. And also commitment. Get some commitment. A recruitment company is more likely to reduce its fee if you commit to something in return. So this could be, for example, faster payment terms or the next role on an exclusive basis. We top tip here: negotiate up front, but think value, not price. Now, on to the next point. Communication is also a biggie. Working with a recruitment company should be a partnership, so communication is key. Arm the consultant with as much as possible about you, the company, the structure, the future plans, and the opportunity to, allow them to represent your opportunity, in the roles that you have in the best possible light and correctly. Be open. Agree processes and timescales, and discuss the recruitment process, how it works for you guys, what you've done in the past, what's worked, what's not worked, and make sure that it's nice and clear. Things you might want to think about, things like when do you need CVs for, any provisional interview dates in mind, what's the format of the interview going to be, how many interview stages, that kind of thing. If you do feel that something's not quite working for you, just pick up the phone, give the consultant a call. If you feel the CVs are quite right, tell the consultant, give them a call, explain. It's better to pick up the phone rather than email, and also give the consultant the opportunity to revisit after feedback as well, just to make sure everyone's still happy. And on the subject of feedback, feedback to candidates is just as important. After an interview, it's really useful for a candidate to receive feedback so that they can understand and, if need be, help improve their performance in any future interviews they might have. One of the biggest complaints from candidates is a lack of feedback, and this can reflect quite badly on your brand, especially if people are sending in their CV, you've been through, maybe 1, 2, 3 stage interview process and they just don't hear anything. But everyone does understand how time-consuming that recruitment can be, so try to plan ahead and make some time to give feedback so it won't feel like an extra, but instead it will become a natural part of your process, which is something that you feel it should be. Communication between all parties is key, so if you don't prioritise this, then you really are missing a trick. So the top tip here is speaking is key. Email isn't always the best option. And finally, keeping in touch. So don't lose contact. Even though you find your ideal candidate and you can get back to your day job, don't underestimate the power of keeping in touch with your preferred recruitment consultant. After all, you've just invested a whole heap of time in building a relationship with them. They should now know you and your business and can react quickly next time you need to recruit. Use their expertise and then get their opinion on, job titles, wording of a job description, salary information, market information. Maybe they attend or even run networking events that might help boost your own network. Top tip here, value your good relationships. So that brings us to the end of our 5 top tips, and I'll take any questions in a moment. But I thought you might like to learn just a little bit about iMultiply and what makes us a bit different. So we are Edinburgh based. We've got offices here in Leith. We specialise in finance and accountancy positions, and we make recruitment and job hunting rewarding. It shouldn't have to be a slog or a chore. And we also, this makes us a little bit different, we measure our performance based on how happy our customers are. So if you do want to have a chat to us about any recruitment needs you might have, you can give us a call. The number's there on the screen, take a note, and we'd be delighted to assist. And does anybody have any questions? We've got one here, one moment, about, yeah, good question. So, how do I find agencies that specialise in what I'm looking for? Okay, that is a good question. Well, I would try Google first. I would speak to any contacts that I have who are, maybe have their own businesses or, I've employed or used agencies in the past. Find out who they rate and who they've had good experience with, and also have a wee look on LinkedIn as well. And maybe once you find a few that you think you like the sound of, have a look on their website, maybe have a chat with them and find out what the values are, if they're not actually working a similar way to you, if you're quite happy with how they work, and invite them in to maybe have a chat with you or even pitch. You can maybe invite a couple in just to do a bit of comparison, see what they can offer you, see what they can offer your business. Is that it for the questions, I think? Looks like it. So it looks like that's it for questions at the moment, but if you do have any questions, comments or feedback, please do get in touch. My details are on the screen there. And yeah, so thanks for joining us this afternoon, and I hope you have a lovely day.